Heated debate over the government's 2011 budget continues at the parliament today. Some members debated against the criticism of the island harbours not being constructed within the past 2 years and the increase in budget debt. Others passed sentiments about the previous regime ruling for 30 years with its whole power to make policies regarding the economy and leaving the country's budget in deficit. Opposition members persisted that the government's budget was fraudulent with the government's objectives uncertain. They criticized the government by saying the snapshots in the car page of the budget is self-explanatory of fraud. Opposition members also said there is no strategy for obtaining revenue for the country and rather the government is taking money without paying in return. They also reminded the government's vow to develop infrastructure in the islands and highlighted islands in which no effort has been made yet for the construction of harbours and the provision of clean water and sewerage systems. In response, the ruling party members indicated that even though the budget does not include the islands precisely, the general problems and the figures needed for the provisions of the facilities are clearly stated according to the government's policies. They also stated that the government will fulfill the public necessities under those policies. Members of the ruling party also said the parliament should facilitate the government by enacting the necessary budget required instead of working towards decelerating the government activities, which is in public interest. Today's meeting was also adjourned for 30 minutes before instigation. The parliament deducts 6 million rupiah out of the proposed 29.7 million rupiah budget for the Auditor General's office. The proposed budget deduction was announced by the Vice Chairman of the Finance Committee, Mohammad Nasheed, member of the Alifushi constituency. He said out of the proposed budget of 29.7 million rupiah, the committee decided to deduct 20%, taking into account the financial status of the country. The parliament member of the Hurmidu constituency, Ilyas Labib, who is also in the Finance Committee, said the decision was taken by the committee after negotiating with Auditor General's office. He said this while debating on the report placed on the parliament floor by the Finance Committee. The budget was passed by all 50 members present voting in favour of this reduction. The Elections Commission stated the councillors appointed by the government can stay permanently and the people in command during the upcoming local council elections will be appointed by the Civil Service Commission. The Elections Commission said they have taken extra measures to ensure the transparency of the elections. State Minister of Home Affairs Ahmad Shafiq expressed concern over the fairness of the elections. Speaking at Channel 1 Rajya the program, he said that the majority of the members elected by the Civil Service Commissions belongs to the opposition party and it is not logical to uphold justice in such a scenario. In response, the Elections Commission stated that the appointments of the Civil Service Commission will solely take care of the logistic and apart from that other matters will be taken care of the island election committees. The local government elections will be the biggest election in the Maldivian history. Government is working out to hand over some of the neglected children to the families that have applied to adopt such children cared for at government facilities. Total of 6 families have applied to the Gender Department to adopt abandoned children that are cared by the government. The Gender Department said a special panel will decide on handing over the children to the families. The special panel consists of a doctor, a member of Human Rights Commission and NGO, and a member of the Gender Department. Within this week, the panel members will gather to carry out the discussions in regards to the matter. Then the department stated that throughout the past 4 years, plenty of children have been taken under the care of government due to negligent acts by the parents. According to the statistics, there were 2 such cases reported during 2008 and 10 cases in 2009. This year, 35 negligent cases have been reported according to the statistics reports from the Gender Department. Gender Department showed their concern in this matter, saying that the first 3 years of the infant is the most important time to provide love and care for them by parents. President Mohammad Nasheed appoints Mr. Ali Hussein Didi as the Maldivian ambassador to Belgium and Mr. Adam Hassan as the Maldivian ambassador to Saudi Arabia. The President has also appointed Mr. Hussein Shihab as the Maldives High Commissioner for Sri Lanka. Speaking after presentation of their letters of appointment at a ceremony held at the President's office this afternoon, President Nasheed said 3 diplomats appointed to has been rendering their valuable services to represent the Maldives in the international community. He expressed his confidence in their ability and enthusiasm to serve the people of the country in their new posts. The president also spoke on the importance of increasing the people's awareness of the country's foreign policy. He said Maldivians should coexist with peoples of different countries and friendly nations as well as people with different opinions with respect and integrity.